I was recently laid off into what I feel like is the single worst job market in my 23 years of experience. But I actually managed to have some success in the job search. In fact, landing 5 interviews in 2 weeks through, just various techniques that I've learned over the years and having 16 tech jobs. One of the takeaways that I've learned is you really need to give yourself every advantage possible in this job market. And even small, seemingly innocuous mistakes can turn hiring managers and recruiters away from your profile. So in this video, we're going to go through my profile itself, and I'm going to call out just some quick tips, some things to avoid to give yourself every advantage possible and get you that foot in the door. Okay, let's talk about LinkedIn for a second here. So I want to make sure it's crystal clear in this video. LinkedIn is the tool that I have used to basically maintain the network that has kept me employed. So it is the tool of job security for me. And it's kind of the backbone, basically, is what allowed me to stay employed through multiple layoffs and multiple job changes. So regardless of your feelings about it as a social network, please take this seriously. Use this platform to your advantage. And like I said, this is how I've maintained employment pretty much with no gaps except for most recently. So really quick on profile. Think of this as really just your online resume. So you don't really have to overthink it. We're just going to call out a couple key sections here that I think is important. Myself as a hiring manager, every resume that I decided we're going to interview, I go and look at their LinkedIn profile. And I kind of scroll through and look at their experience. I look at their posts. So it is definitely something that hiring managers are using. So the profile pic itself, I recommend actually having a somewhat professional picture up here. So not necessarily like, picture from your college days, at a bar or something, or your 20-year-old badge picture from your first job out of college, which is exactly what I used to have. You could see where like I actually with a mouse cut my head out of the background or cut the background out, all pixelated. It's like, you can tell I don't really look like that anymore because it's a lot younger looking than I am now. Just get a decent picture of yourself. You don't have to be. You can see I'm in a t-shirt here. I have some decent lighting, same light that I use for the channel, and I just took a couple shots. Some smiling, some looking serious, and I settled on this one. The second thing I want to call out is your headline itself. Keep it concise and kind of like your summary statement in your resume. It should basically say what is the main role that you are. So this is mine, software engineer, servant leader. It's not perfect, but I wanted to call out the two things that I think are what I bring to the table, which is engineering experience and being a manager, but also having that servant leader stance. This one I like as well. Web developer, React, Laravel, PHP, WordPress. It's super clear, right? It's super clear from his summary alone, or his headline alone, like what role he is. One thing I don't recommend is listing out all your certifications and your headline. Now, this person actually has a really good profile, super experienced. So I'm not I'm not being critical of them as a person or anything, but this headline here is something that I would change. So you don't want to just itemize all of your experience or all of your certifications. This should be essentially a, highly experienced product professional, licensed in ITIL or something that's shorter than what this is. So the next important section here, that if I'm a hiring manager or a recruiter and I'm scrolling through, first of all, it was a professional picture, decent picture, and the headline was good. So I'm going to continue scrolling, right? It's just like videos or TikTok videos or something. Like, you want them to continue. Okay, you created some curiosity here. I think they'll be a good fit so far. I'm going to continue scrolling. When you scroll down, the next thing that they're really going to see is the about screen, which is kind of like that summary on your resume. It's a little more detailed. Mine's kind of like not super great. It's a little long. But this should give you your human touch. This should bring some of your personality to the table. What things are important to you? What would it actually be like to work with you? Not just purely a list of your tech skills. So what I decided to put in here, which I don't know, I was on the fence with this, but for example, my stance on software craftsmanship, how software should be built, is with a quality first mindset. And so I put that in here. Software craftsmanship is non-negotiable to me. But engineering is all about developing solutions that are fit for purpose. So what I'm trying to convey is I have a lot of experience. I believe in quality and doing things the right way, but I'm not going to hold the business hostage for my perfect picture perfect quality. I understand that it's also a business, and sometimes we have to deliver. So that was kind of what I wanted to highlight on my about page. Use the top skills in LinkedIn. You can add these skills. So I wanted to call out what I thought was the most important for me overall. The next section, I also look at this as a hiring manager. So the activity of you on LinkedIn. So I'm going to go through here and look at what you're posting. And if you're basically a troll or a shit poster, I'm not going to interview you. I want to see, it's totally fine to have debates and have your opinions out there. But remember, this is basically a job site, right? Social media for job seekers. So you want to be professional. And the thing you see on mine first is I am doing some reposts of other people that are looking for jobs. So hopefully a hiring manager comes in here and sees, okay, this is somebody who cares about other people, who wants to help. And then I might click into some of your posts that you wrote to see kind of where you stand on things. The experience, then, it's just copy paste from your resume. Don't overthink this. They're going to mostly use your resume at that point for your experience. So those are the main sections that I would look at. And your LinkedIn profile is really only one small piece of the puzzle when it comes to having a successful job search in this type of market. So if you click here or wherever YouTube decides to put it, that's my full guide to the job search, how I landed those 5 interviews in 2 weeks. All my tips and tricks, all the details of exactly how I did that, with how I networked, my resume, everything. So maybe that's helpful to you. So just imparting, I just want to say, just because the software industry is broken doesn't mean that we have to be.